Hello guys, so we are going to continue the discussion with respect to Python, and in our previous video we have already completed operators, and if you remember we have completed one complete section with respect to Python basics. We understood about variables, data types and operators, right? Now we are going to go towards an amazing new topic in Python which is called as control flow, and in control flow we are going to discuss about conditional statement and loops. In this video we are going to focus more on conditional statement. So here is the entire video outline, what all things we are going to discuss. So first of all, we are going to see introduction to conditional statements. Then we'll go and understand what is if statement, how to write if statement with the help of Python. Then you have else statement, then you have else if statement, then you have nested conditional statements. Along with this, we will be implementing a lot of practical examples. I will be showing you multiple examples or real world use case examples, and then we'll try to solve that. Apart from that, the final thing is that we'll also see what are the common errors and what is the best practices that we should follow whenever we are using conditional statement with respect to if, elif and else. Now let's go ahead and let's start our coding. First of all, let's understand what is if statement, right? And this is really important for you all to understand. And as I have always said, before you start any Jupyter notebook, make sure you select the kernel with respect to the virtual environment that you have created. Now, if statement evaluates a condition and executes the block of code within it if the condition is true. Okay, what does this basically mean? Let's say that I am writing age is equal to 20, right? And now if I am writing an if statement, after this if, we will be putting any conditions over here. Let's say if I write if age is greater than or equal to 20. So this is one of the condition, right? So this if statement is going to evaluate this particular condition. And if it is true, right, it is going to go inside this particular block, right? And obviously you know about indentation. Directly you will be seeing that we'll be able to write the code inside the block. So here I will go ahead and write print. Let's say that I will go ahead and write age 18, and if the age is greater than or equal to 18, okay, and here I will go ahead and write 20, okay, then I will say that, hey, you are allowed to vote in the elections, right? Something like this, vote in the elections. So here you can probably see the output, you are allowed to vote in the elections. What does this basically mean? When I started my if statement, first of all, the condition that I have written, this will get evaluated. And obviously here you can see the age is greater than or equal to 80 because I have assigned the age variable is equal to 20, right? Now, since this is greater than or equal to 18, you'll be able to see that this entire condition will become true. This entire condition will become true. So it will go ahead and execute this particular statement, right? And this is a very simple way of understanding if statement. Let me repeat again. If statement evaluates a condition. So this is my condition and it executes the block of code within it if the condition is true. So right now this condition is true. So that is why it is basically getting executed. How do I say this condition is true or not? If I just go and execute in my new cell, and if I see age is greater than or equal to 18, this is true. So if true, I am going to go inside this particular block. So this was about if statement. Don't worry, we will be seeing a lot of example. Now let me go ahead and show you the another conditional statement, which we basically say is else, right? Now what exactly is else? Okay. To define else, I would like to probably talk about this. Okay. And let me just go ahead and write a comment over here again. The else statement executes a block of code if the condition in the if statement is false. What does this mean? That if this statement is false, it is not going to go inside this block, right? So is there a way that I can probably move it into another block, right? So for that, we will be specifically using else statement. So let us go ahead and see one more example. So guys, now let's go ahead and see this else statement and how does it work, okay? Let me just go ahead and write age is equal to 16, okay? And now you know the condition if you really want to vote, right? So what is the condition that I have to write? If age is greater than or equal to 18, right? Then I can go ahead and print something like you are eligible for voting. Okay, so this is my statement that I've written, right? Now let's go ahead and execute this. Right now, when I'm executing this, you can see that nothing is getting printed. The reason is very simple, because this statement has become false, right? And so you're actually coming outside the block, nothing is getting printed. But let's say I want to handle for this age in a separate way within this if clause, right? So what I can do, I can again go ahead and write else clause, right? Now inside this else clause, I will probably say print you are a minor. Okay, so this will be my else block. Now what will happen if I execute this? You'll be seeing that if this is false, what it is going to do by default, it is going to jump into this particular block, right? Because this is what my else condition is, right? The default condition at the end, right? If nothing is getting satisfied, just go and jump to the last else block and display this. So once I'm executing this, you'll be able to see that here you are getting an answer, you are a minor. So this became false. After this basically became false, it is going to the else block. Again, let me repeat. The else statement executes a block of code if the condition in the if statement is false. Okay, so here you can probably see this. Okay, now let me just go ahead with the next conditional statement, which is called as elif statement. Okay, now with respect to the elif statement, if I really want to give a smaller definition for this, what exactly is an elif statement? Now this elif statement allows you to check multiple conditions. It stands for else if. Okay, that is the reason we say elif. Elif statement is there, but if we go ahead and see the full form, it is nothing but else if. Okay, and it allows you to check for multiple condition. Okay, now let me just go ahead and probably put some points over here. Let's say I'll show you some example. If I go ahead and write age is equal to 20. Okay, now let me go ahead and write if age is less than 13. Okay, I'm putting some kind of condition over here. Any condition you can put. You can go ahead and put an and condition or condition, whatever condition you want. So any conditional statements, you can write it over here. And obviously I've seen this kind of statements, right, where I am actually putting some kind of conditions over here, right? Anything you can actually put over there. Now, if I go ahead and write print, if age is less than 13, I will say, hey, you are a child. Okay, you are a child. Now, I want to check for other condition also. Let me go ahead and write elif. Now, elif age is less than 18. Okay, if the age is less than 18, then I will go ahead and say print you are a teenager. Okay, you are a teenager, right? And then I will go ahead and write else. Finally, the else statement by default, this will get, if none of this condition is basically becoming true, this will get executed. Then if I go ahead and write over here print, I will say, hey, you are an adult. Okay, and now if I go ahead and execute it, what will happen? Which part will get basically executed, whether this or this or this, right? So here you can probably see, if I go ahead and execute, you'll be able to see, hey, you are an adult, right? Now if I go ahead and write 17 as my age, right? So first condition over here, you can see age is less than 13, which is obviously false. It will go to the next one. Else if, it is not going to check multiple condition. Else if age is equal to 18, now here it is going to be true, and this is what it is going to get displayed, right? So here you can see you are a teenager, right? So this actually gives you an idea how this elif basically works, right? And elif allows you to check multiple conditions, right? Now, there may be scenario where I really want to use nested conditional statement, and this is what we are going to discuss about. Okay, nested conditional statements, right? Now in nested conditional statement, what all things you can basically do? Okay, we can use the combination of if, else if, or else inside the block. Like, let's say inside this if clause, I can write another if clause, right? So here, let me just go ahead and write this particular comment for you. You can place one or more if, elif, or else statement inside another if, elif, or else statement to create nested conditional statement. Okay. Now let's say I will just give you some of the examples over here to make you understand like let's say I want to I will give you a number. You need to tell me whether it is even, odd, or negative. Okay, something like this. These are my three conditions. Okay, let's say I have given my number. So let me go ahead and write input. Okay, so first of all, I will define my number. I will use int, and then here I'm going to use input, and here I'm going to probably say enter the number. Okay, I will go ahead and enter the number. Now, my first condition will be that I will go ahead and check for positive or negative number. So if I go ahead and write if number is greater than or equal to 0, sorry, if it is greater than 0, then I can probably, okay, let me just go ahead and write. Then I can probably go ahead and print the number is positive, right? So here you will be able to see that I am printing this. Okay. Now, the next condition is that I need to check whether this number is even or odd, right? Now, in order to probably check, I may write any numerical conditions over here. If number, I'll try to use any operators, right? If number modulus of 2 basically means if the remainder is equal to 0, that basically indicates that obviously this is an even number. So here I'm going to print the number is even, right? So here you can see the number is even. Else, I'm going to probably print the number is odd. Okay. So here you can see what I have actually done. If this gets solved, that basically means we are going to say that, hey, the number is even. But if this is not true, then it will go to the else block saying that the number is odd. So what is basically happening inside an if condition? I've written another if condition along with the else block. So this is what nested conditional statement means, right? Now there is also one more thing. For this if block also, for the outer if block also, I can again write an else condition saying that else, and this time I will go ahead and print the number is negative. Okay. Or a better way will be that if I'm entering the number, I will just go ahead and write greater than 0. Okay. And here in the else condition, I will go ahead and write is 0 or negative. Okay. Now see, this is what nested conditional statement means. You can place one or if else or elif, this kind of statements within another if clause or elif clause. Okay. Similarly, you can write another elif clause over here wherever you specifically want, but the order will be the same thing, right? You need to probably make sure that you manage all the indentation part. If you're not managing the indentation part, then you may get an error. Okay. So here you go over here, and now if I go ahead and execute this, you'll be able to see it is asking for me for a number. If I go ahead and write 12, I'll go ahead and press enter. So here you can see the number is positive and number is also even. Okay. Now again, let me just go ahead and execute. This time if I give 11, you will be able to see number is positive, but the number is odd. The else part has got executed over here. Now again, if I go ahead and execute it, and if I go ahead and write -1, so here you can see the number is 0 or negative, which is basically going to the else block, right? Why this is going to the else block? Because I have given the number as -1. Now this is going to be false, and it is just going to jump to the else block, right? So I hope you are able to understand this in an amazing way. You got an idea with respect to if, else, and also you got an idea with respect to the nested conditional statement. Now let us see some very important use cases, and I'll just say that some practical examples that we are going to probably discuss. Okay. See, the errors can only happen when you are not doing the proper indentation over here, right? If the indentation is basically done in a proper way, then you should be able to write this if else block in a very efficient way. Okay. Now, first practical example that I'm actually going to give you. Okay. You need to determine if a year is a leap year. What does leap year basically mean? Any year that is divided by 4. If the remainder is 0, that basically means it is a leap year. Using nested conditional statement. Now you can pause the video and you can start writing this, right? And you can see what it will probably give you and what it will not give you. Okay. Now let me just go ahead and write this. So first of all, I will go ahead and write year, and I will give this as an input. Okay. And let me just go ahead and say enter the year. Okay. Enter the year. Okay. Now, next thing, if I will start my condition. If year modulus 4, right, is double equal to 0, right? So here, see, understand this particular condition also. If year modulo 4 is equal to 0, right, then what I will do, see here also, I can also write like this. If number percentile modulus 2 is double equal to 0, I have used one additional bracket. So let me just remove this if you are getting confused with this. Okay. If it is double equal to 0, then I will also go ahead and put one more condition. If year modulo 100 is double equal to 0, right? So here I have used two nested if else clause, right? And if year modulus 400 double equal to 0, okay? So see how many nested if else we have actually done, okay? Now, if this condition is basically, if this all three condition is basically true, which is specifically for the leap year, what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to go ahead and write print this year, whatever I've actually given, right? Whatever year I've actually given is a leap year, okay? Is a leap year. So here is how I'm actually using the print statement, okay? I will take one more session with respect to the print formatting, okay? There are different ways of print formatting. So print year is a leap year, okay? Then I will go ahead and write in the else block. What if this is not true? What if these two statements are true, but this is not true, right? Then I will go ahead and print this year is not a leap year, right? The same year is not a leap year, okay? So here you can probably see this, okay? Then let's say, fine, for this if it is false, I'm handling it over here. But what about this if? So for this, we will write another else statement, okay? And here I will also give one more condition saying that, hey, print year, and if this is also true, if year 100 modulus 100 is equal to 0, I will be saying that, hey, year is a leap year, okay? Is a leap year. I'm just trying to write it in a complex if else condition. And finally, if this condition is also true in the else block, I will go ahead and basically go ahead and write print year is not a leap year, okay? Done. So here you can basically see that if this condition is true, then also we know that it is a leap year. So for that further conditions, we are applying this one. Then again, further we are applying this one. But if this is also not true, then we also need to handle in the else block, right? Now let me just go ahead and try it out. So here I'm just going to execute it. And let's say I go ahead and write 2022. Now obviously this will be not a leap year, but let's execute this. And here you can see 2022 is not a leap year, right? If I go ahead and execute it again, so let's go ahead and see 2024. If I go ahead and execute it over here, 2024 is a leap year, right? No, so this is one of the good, amazing practical example. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to give you more assignments as we go ahead, right? We need to also understand what are the common errors and mistakes that we usually do. If you have not written colon, if the indentation part is not done properly, then obviously this will be a problem, right? Now, let me give you some of the assignments which you should definitely do, okay? One is, please try to create a simple calculator, and inside this simple calculator program, you need to take an input from the user, perform different operations, what kind of operations you need to do. If it is plus, then by using if else condition, you really need to do it. So here I will just please make sure that first of all, before I show you the solution, you try to write the code from your side, okay? So here you can see, I will just go ahead and update this, just a second. Okay. So here you can probably see I have used float input, enter the first number, second number. Operation is either you can upload plus, minus, star, or division. You can also use modulus if you want. And then I've written all this condition. If the operation is equal to plus, then result num plus 1, this. Else, you'll be also able to see nested else if is also there. Else if number is not equal to 0, right? Just go ahead and see this. Whatever things we have discussed till now, I think you should be able to understand it, okay? So let me just go ahead and execute it. Let's say 12, I'll go ahead and press 24. I'll go ahead and press enter. And let's say I want to do plus operation. So here you can see 36.0. Okay. So try to do this. One more example that I really want to give it to you. Okay. Determine the ticket price based on the age. Okay. So this will be another one example. So I have multiple examples, but definitely do try it from your side. So I'm just putting so that you will be able to practice it. Okay. So here you can see, enter your age. Are you a student? Yes or no? So if you are probably saying yes, then you will be seeing yes over here. So here are some of the condition. If age is less than 5, price is free. Else if his age is less than 12, price is $10. If age is less than 17, and if it is a student, then price is $12. Else if $15, then just try to go through this. Okay. And then you will be able to understand it. So I hope you were able to understand this video. This was it from my side. I will see you all in the next video. Thank you.